He's under the weather.
Yes.
Nevertheless, like a good trooper,
All right.
he did what he could do. He did the best he could do.
Amen.
And that's all God requires from any of us.
Amen.
That's all He asks of us. Do the best you can do.
As you can.
Do the best you can do. Don't do what Brother Burgess can do. Just do the best you can do.
Amen.
Don't worry about what he's doing. Do the best you can do. And that's all He requires of us. He requires us to do the best that we can do. This morning we're going to be looking at St. Matthew, the 26th chapter, verse number 31. It's 26th chapter, verse number 31. We read it, Brother Emerson read it in your hearing one time, but I'm going to read it again just to emphasize, just for emphasis' sake, the 26th chapter of Matthew, the 26th chapter of Matthew, beginning at verse number 31. Beginning at verse number 31. The Bible reads as follows. Then saith Jesus unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Jesus said unto him, verily I say unto thee, that this night, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice.
Amen.
Peter said unto him, though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise, also said all of the disciples. Likewise, also said all of the disciples. I'd like to invite your attention to my subject this morning, which is the title is The Night The Rooster Crowed.
Amen.
The Night The Rooster Crowed. Now I realize that most of y'all are city people and y'all don't know a whole lot about roosters. But by me having a little country in me, spent a lot of time growing up on a farm, I can tell you a little something about roosters. Number one, roosters generally crow to signify the morning. Roosters will crow like just before daybreak to let you know the sun is getting ready to come up. The roosters have a job. We all have a job. But the rooster's job is generally to let you know that the sun is about to come up. Now, this was a special night. This was also a special rooster. This was the night that they were trying Jesus. They had him before the court, and they were giving Jesus a thorough going over.
Amen.
But most of the story didn't necessarily transpire inside of the courtroom. It happened outside. When the rooster crowed, I want you to look at Peter for a minute, because when the rooster crowed, Peter realized that he was not the man that he thought he was.
Amen.
Sometimes the rooster will crow in our life too. When we realize that we're not the Christian we thought we were. Sometimes we can be like Peter. And we can be, Lord, I love you. I'll go with you wherever. I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna follow you. And that's the way we were. At one time in our life, we were like, Lord, I'll go with you.
Amen.
I'll go with you. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. Now, I'm not standing here to badmouth Peter because I love Peter. Amen. Jesus loved Peter. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Peter was not a bad man. Come on. What we need to take from this lesson is that all of us have shortcomings. Amen. All of us, at some time in our life, have, or sometime in our life, will deny Christ. Amen. All of us are capable of denying Christ. Now, you can look at me and say, oh no, Brother Gill, I'm just like, oh no, I love Christ too much. I would never deny him. Amen. I would die for him. All right. That's what Peter said. Peter said, I'll never deny you. All right. Lord, I love you. All right. You remember Peter was the one that when Christ walked on the water and he told Peter to come. And Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water. All right. All right. Can you imagine that type of faith? That type of faith to walk out and step out on this water. Because he had that faith in Jesus. Amen. He followed Jesus for 3 years. Faith. Peter was the one that when he asked him, who do men say that I am? Peter is the one that says, thou art the Christ, Amen. The Son of God. Amen. Jesus said, you are upon this rock, I'll build my church. Peter got the name for being, that's how he got his name, Peter. Amen. The rock. That's who Peter was. All right. But this night, the night that this rooster crowed, Peter denied him. Peter denied him 3 times. Now you look at me and you say, well, that was Peter. Brother Gill, I would deny Christ. No. I would never deny Christ. Don't be too boastful. All right. Don't say that too quick. Amen. Because you know there's a lot of ways that we can deny Christ. I stopped by to tell you that we can deny Christ every day. All right, now. We deny Christ in a lot of ways that we don't even realize. All right. We deny Christ a lot of ways. We deny his authority. Come on. When you deny his authority, you're denying Christ. Amen. When you deny his bride, which is the church, you are denying Christ. When you walk around here telling people or believing in your mind that any church will do, you're denying Christ. Amen. Any church will not do. All right. He died for one. So who are you to say that any of them will do? He died for one. He's coming back for one. Amen. For you to walk around saying that any of them will do, one is just as good as another, makes no sense. Amen. If you're married, one wife is not just as good as another. I wouldn't trade mine for nobody else's. All of them are not the same. Amen. Amen. One church is not as good as another. He died for one. All right. He died for one. And you know what? He's coming back for one. All right. Well, what about the ones that are not in that one? Sorry for you. He's coming back for one. And if you don't believe that, you know what you're doing? You're denying Christ. You're denying Christ. Just as Peter did. Peter denied Christ 3 times. All right. 3 times. Jesus told him, he says, you say all of these things, you say you love me. Amen. But you know what, Peter? Before the rooster crows, you're going to deny me 3 times. Amen. And sure enough, that's what happened. Jesus predicted that he was going to deny him